Good morning.
Sorry.
See his sleepy face.
Yeah, he's adjusting his
his camera.
His video there. Good morning, Fisayo. Yeah, so
join Fisayo and Rotus and myself on WhatsApp 0809-444-0981 for messages. Send those messages to our WhatsApp platform 0809-444-0981. You can watch us live on YouTube. Use that link. Type Smooth FM Lagos in the search box. Subscribe and watch. Rotus.
Yeah. So look, very interesting session. Assembly yesterday with respect to the amendments of section 52 subsection 3 of the 2021 Electoral Act Amendment Bill, and this was with regards to electronic voting. I think what there was a lot of a very rowdy session yesterday, which I think talked about, and we've talked about, it's been a big bit of news for a while now, about the electronic voting and then electronic transmission of voting results. It looks like what was decided yesterday, Fisayo helped me with this, is that they've decided that they want to empower the Nigerian Communication Commission to determine where their network is available or network is up to speed to allow people to vote electronically. In that capacity, the NCC would be empowered with the approval of the National Assembly to determine whether or not e-transmission of results can take place. That's my understanding of it. But it was very, there was a lot. I heard that there was a closed door session. They started shouting at each other and abusing each other. They kicked out the media yesterday so they could have a closed door session. The closed door session lasted for about 10 minutes. And then they came back and had a voice vote. By the way, they have electronic voting panels in the National Assembly, but the irony, they had a vocal vote on who supported an amendment of the clause. And right now, it looks like the National Assembly is divided. But Fisayo, what's your understanding of what's the latest of the fear of leadership and electronic voting?
I think to a large extent, it's short-sightedness on the part of the senators, right? Because, I mean, I'm not sure it was a voice vote eventually. I think because we saw the list of the senators that voted for and voted against.
Yeah.
Right. I think that Senator Inaya Abaribe from I think Abia State or something insisted that they needed to do it electronically, so that people will know exactly who voted for what. Right. I think a few issues came up, right? This is sounding more like freshly pressed, but it's what
it's e-voting. It's e-voting.
It's e-voting, electronic. Well, go ahead.
Right. A few issues came up, right? First is that over 50 senators voted for the NCC to be empowered to transmit. To determine what area to transmit elections. 20 senators voted against that. And ironically, 28 senators were totally absent. It's shameful that 20 senators were absent. All of the senators from Ogun State, which is my state, were absent. None of them was available at that session yesterday. And I think it's shameful. The former governor, Bikula Mosun, the Senator Lefa Mustafa, I know them personally. I think it's totally shameful that they were not present at the meeting. 28 of them, totally unacceptable. But that's not even the point. Right, I think it's short-sightedness, right? That's what I think this is, because my argument is that these senators are in power today because they think that they will be in power forever, or because they think that they will be in the good books of their political benefactors forever. That doesn't happen every time, right? Ask people like, Senator, the Kogi State Senator, what's his name? Senator, the former senator from Kogi State, what's his name again?
What, that sings? Okay, right. Malaya is always singing. Okay.
When he was in the good books, elections favored him. When he was thrown out of good books, he lost all of his elections he contested. But if you help determine a free and fair and credible election process by ensuring that there is timestamp, there is electronic voting, there's electronic transmission, where you can determine actually that elections were free, and fair, right, that will ensure that even if you lose the backing of a political benefactor, you can actually test your popularity with the people, right? And you don't have to be worried that if you left a party and went to another party, you will lose the election, because the people that control the INEC of that state would not allow the true will of the people to be determined. I think it's just political short-sightedness from the senators, and I think it's totally shameful that they allowed that to go.
What about the arguments from the senators that voted no? Because the excuse they kept making, from what I was hearing from the session yesterday, was network availability. They kept saying that if there's no network in my particular district, then it won't make sense. But I thought that the amendment of the bill made manual provision. So where the network is not good enough, you can vote manually, and when
exactly.
network...
My brother, I was tired when I saw that clause. I was really tired.
It's totally shameful. I think sometimes even the network we are talking about might be 2G network, right? It doesn't have to be 4G network. If you can make calls in every part of Nigeria today, right, it means that you can transmit results electronically. I mean, this is not like you're transmitting video files. No, you're not transmitting video files. You're not watching YouTube video. No, you're just sending numbers across. That's what you're doing. Like you're sending text message. What's difficult in that?
Yeah.
Right.
So they're afraid. They're afraid. They're afraid of getting kicked out of office, and they're afraid of the power actually being in votes. You can't buy no more rice and oil and so on.
No,
no more rigging.
No, it doesn't stop you from buying rice and oil. No. Only says that the votes that the only people that voted will be the vote that counts. Because what happens now is that because it's manual, right? Anything can happen between voting and collation. Right. In fact, that's where things happen from. You can vote, you see the numbers from the polling stations. By the time you get to collation center, you add more numbers to it. By the time you get to the result sheet, you change the numbers. That's what happened. That's what they're trying to solve for. If I did my campaign properly, gave enough rice and oil, gave enough money at the polling booths, my elections, the people will vote for me. But the challenge you're going to have is that what happens after the polling stations? What happens afterwards?
You can't give money at the polling booths now because we're facing jail term.
All right.
That's fine.
But it is shameful. That excuse is it's lame, to say the least.
It's totally irresponsible. Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited that people are aware of what their senators were doing. Right? Yeah. If senators can continue to vote like this, so that we can know what they voted for, what they stood for. In the US, for instance, when the senator or a congressman is contesting for something, they can pull out all of his election, his voting patterns. He voted for this. He voted to stay in Russia. He voted to build the wall. He voted against building the wall. You know exactly what they did, and they can based on that know how their actions will be in a different office. And I think it's important we know that.
It really shows the ideals. You're right, spot on, Fisayo. Thank you.
All right. Since we're talking, well, that's very, very important. I thought we should touch on that. Very important there. Richard Branson, Fisayo, you and I, we talked about this last week, but it wasn't within Tech Friday period. He successfully took his, I get them all mixed up. Blue Origin is Jeff Bezos. Virgin Galactic is Branson, thank you. Virgin Galactic is Branson. He went to space, came back. What do you make of the? I hear Bezos is going this Sunday, or there's another.
I think it's a week apart. Yes.
Yeah, there's a week apart, right? So, what do you make of the space race, Fisayo, the outer space race? Is it a billionaire plaything, or is this innovation at work?
When he came back, there have been some haters that said that it never really went to space, right? So, I remember reading something that says that. It's like someone claiming that he has been to New York when all he did was add a layover at JFK.
Haters.
So, anyways, I think it's interesting that you've had a successful manned, space, visit,
flights,
by the billionaire Richard Branson. Number one, I think the biggest thing is that the spaceship can be reused, right? That is the innovation that is there, right? Prior to now, most of the time, you use it only once and it's destroyed, right? But now, you can reuse, the same spaceship and then use it again for more people, which is, I think, is what the innovation is. But outside of that, right, every other thing is just billionaire babies, because it doesn't necessarily affect me as a person. It doesn't affect a vast majority of people. A lot of us cannot afford it, right? So it's only for the selected few, right?
Thanks for reminding us.
They don't want to go on holiday anywhere on Earth again. I mean, I remember my daughter has been shouting that, Daddy, can we go to Antarctica? That's my vision, right? To go to Antarctica. Yes. But of course, to now start saying that we are going to space on Blue Origin or Virgin Galactic. I mean, it's
when you're having this Ghana, maybe.
Right, good point. Real quick,
messages.
Okay, messages. Go ahead.
Yes, 0809-444-0981 is the number to send us messages. This one from Michael Nyekwe. It says on Virgin Galactic, it's not ironical that they had a successful space test flight during the weekend and the stock has been falling since Monday. Any explanation on this? Thanks for all you do.
I'm not really sure why the stock fell. I still have to admit, it could be complications.
The founders sold about 2,000 units because they need to raise some money. Right. Okay. So I think is this bump, like you felt that the initial space the first flight bumped up the shares and then you quickly saw like if the founder is selling, what's happening here, right? So I think that's what's happening. We are just falling after what the founder had done, but that's what it is, right?
Yes. Yeah. Go on. I was going to say, meanwhile, Mark Zuckerberg has been selling Facebook stock since the beginning of this year, every single day. Yinka Bolu here says, I beg we need a full list of those 28 senators because I don't get it. And they will get paid by the end of this month. They should just, they said they should just let that thing fly by. Imagine Branson that's avoiding taxes, calling us kids and children. Daniel says, Virgin Galactic also tried to raise funds with additional $500 million shares. Goke from UK says, the senators are obviously afraid that if the results are transmitted electronically, then they might not have enough time to alter results in their favor. And MI from Akoka says, you want to use 27 billion to renovate the National Assembly, but ignore the expensive digital voting panels installed. Truly shameful that some jumbo earning senators didn't earn enough or didn't even show up on a very critical bill. If our lawmakers have their way, they will pass legislation that takes us back to letter writing, a telltale sign that underdevelopment in Nigeria has been weaponized. And then he says, haters, oh yeah, do them if he easy now. Jokes apart, some achievements are aspirational and symbolic. It is designed to spur more people to innovate. Yes, it's a rich pastime, and then there is always an end game. And that reminds me of the statement that Richard Branson made on the flight, encouraging young people and saying, if I can do this, imagine what the possibilities of what you can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I remember in the Bible when people like Solomon would say, yes, all is vanity, but the guy had 300 wives and some concubines.
Many wives.
All is vanity, guys. All is vanity. All is vanity. So, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, with Richard Branson, we can do it. Yeah, great guy.
Yes.
Very great.
Omolola here says Virgin Galactic did a secondary school offering of $500 million immediately after the flight. The share dilution is the reason for the fall in share price. And Inka is back. He says, what if something happens out there? What are we going to say about it, eh? With gratitude to a life well spent, they were in space and boom, the rest is history. And then who sent them? Val said, Val, stop it. You can do what? Do I have lights?
You see, I'm sure that's how the first airplane flight was. Like,
right, exactly.
We have horse, we have camel, we have road, right?
The Wright brothers,
something happened, But I'm sure 20 years from now, 50 years from now, our children just going to space every day. Like, okay, let's just
let's just go on vacation.
Space.
What planet should we launch? Can we have lunch in Mars? Maybe go to Venus to play hockey. Who knows? MI says I should ask you, Fisayo, is it your vanity? It's about time. It's about time.
Right. It's what it is.
Good stuff. Thanks, guys. Fisayo, thank you very much. Val, thanks.